In the summer of 2020, 3 Scottish young men went missing in the search for the perfect movies. A year later their footage was found. This is the Shaky podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Shaky podcast. We're back again. This is Steve, and I'm joined by Joe.
Hello.
And Christopher.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about some films. Some long films. Good old fashioned. What?
Mine's sort of that one.
See, looking at my list.
Because my longest one was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Well, so, actually, I lie. I've got one that was 3 hours, but we'll get to that.
Are you counting that as a movie? Yeah, I watched that as well.
I'm going to talk about that because it was like one of the only good things I watched.
Okay, cool.
Aye. Chris, how's your leg, bro?
It's still broken. They were talking about amputation. I was going to get one of the robot legs, but I think I'm just going to stick by it and see what happens.
That like the main film we're talking about today?
Aye.
You were going to get a leg reboot, is that what you're saying?
Aye, pretty much. And then I was going to get like these octopus claws that came out of my back as well. But
yeah.
Yeah, you decided to base your body modifications off of a good movie, so.
Oh Jesus!
Not to do that. Right, aye. Let's talk about. We're just going to talk about some stuff that we watched again recently, and then we're going to talk about Vin Diesel's Bloodshot trademark, which is what I've been referring it to every time I text someone about it. Vin Diesel's Bloodshot with the trademark emoji after it, because people need to know. But we'll talk about that at the end. So, anyone want to jump in first and start talking about some movies?
I've got some stuff. I always go first though. I feel greedy.
I think I've been first the last couple of times, so I'll let you.
I can go. I think I've ever went first, so I can go first if you want.
Go first. I feel like we're rapidly approaching where we might actually be able to make one of these in the same room.
Aye. From the looks of it, yeah. I'm back at work, which I think kind of influenced my movie choices because a lot of it's quite light-hearted and stuff. Because I just was like, I don't want to watch anything serious at all after working for the first time in 3 months. So
my list is definitely dramatically shorter than it has been.
Aye. But yeah, like I'll hopefully soon. I think. I mean, we don't know, but I think maybe by August or at least we should be able to record one of these things like together, which might open up some different sort of styles of content as well, which will be cool.
Aye, we've certainly come up with plenty of ideas. So
yeah, I'm just going to make you guys a little bit louder as well because I'm deaf.
Yeah, no bother. Making these from the start, like getting this quote unquote brand going in the middle of a global virus pandemic has presented some unique challenges, but
yeah,
we're getting there.
Aye, we'll figure it out. Right, so I'll jump in rapid and talk about some stuff that I watched. Most of it is from Disney Plus. I went down a bit of a Disney Plus rabbit hole. Just because I hadn't really used it all that much since it came out because there wasn't a whole lot on it. But there seems to be sort of like a dumping more stuff on there, which is fun. One of the things I watched that I want to talk about is The Princess and the Frog. Which is,
I'm going to watch that.
That was Disney's sort of last 2D animated movie that they brought out. And there's sort of like a whole bunch of ideas as to why that is the case. But I watched this movie like a while ago and like didn't like it. Didn't think I liked it.
Right,
and
okay.
was like pretty convinced that like it wasn't good, and that was why like they stopped making 2D movies. But like when I went back and watched it, I actually really liked it. It's got really cool music. Obviously, the animation's nice, but it also like changes animation styles, which isn't something you tend to see in a Disney movie, which I thought was cool. The kind of thing that spurred it on is like they announced that they're changing Splash Mountain in the Disney parks like to a Princess and the Frog ride.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, those like that ride is based off of Song of the South, which is a deeply problematic movie to have a theme park ride based on. So now they've decided that they should probably change it, and it's going to be Princess and the Frog. And I'm going to Disney, and I don't know if when I get there, this new version of the ride will be open. But if it is, I want to like know kind of what I'm looking at. So I went and rewatched the movie and was pleasantly surprised by how much I actually enjoyed it.
This might be one of those ones where as soon as we finish this, I might immediately go watch that.
Yeah, it's good, man. Like I remember like thinking it was like boring and stuff, but like it's just not. I don't know what I was. I must have watched it in a bad mood or something. Like, yeah, it's really good, man. Like I don't know. It's set in New Orleans, so it's all that kind of what you would expect. Like it's set around Mardi Gras, so it's all like kind of jazz music, and then you've got like voodoo and stuff in there. Girl and a prince get turned into a frog, and then they have to get themselves changed back before midnight, or they'll be frogs forever. That's like the plot. But yeah, it's cool. Good movie. If you've not seen it or you've dismissed it, like I did, I implore you to check it out again. Another one that I watched that I just want to like lightly touch on but I watched Freaky Friday.
Yeah, we watched
and Jamie Lee
we watched
Curtis.
that recently.
It's pretty good. It holds up.
It's good.
It's got that nice early 2000s soundtrack that I love, featuring the Simple Plans cover of Happy Together, which is a banger. And I just like anything with Jamie Lee Curtis in it, I'm on board. Sign me up, 100%.
Yeah, she's brilliant, isn't she? And also Chad Michael Murray trying to get with her is super creepy in the year of 2020.
Very weird. I had never really seen Chad Michael Murray in anything apart from Riverdale. He's in like the third season of Riverdale.
Of course he is.
But he plays a cult leader.
Oh, Jesus, right,
He just like walks around topless. Like,
I thought you were going to say he's like alter Archie, like dark realm Archie. Aye.
Man, it's like you're not far off. There's characters in that. Like there's characters in that show that have like dark versions of themselves. Like, but yeah, that was weird. Seeing him with like weird early 2000s like greasy long hair. I think the thing that's super weird as well is going back and watching that, like a lot of that fashions came back.
Aye.
So like watching it, I was like, this actually doesn't look. It doesn't look like it's aged as much as I thought it would, because that's how people are dressing now, kind of. So that was weird, but yeah, that was just one I wanted to touch on lately. Like, if you've not seen it, then did you have a childhood? Probably not. I don't know.
It's one of those movies where it's, as much as it's quote unquote just a like zany family comedy, like it's well put together and stuff. Like,
yeah, like it's that thing where like you could totally be like, oh, it's just a kids, like dumb kids movie, but like it's early 2000 Disney's, like they were really focusing on that live action kind of thing, and like it's Disney, so they had the money to just be like, oh, we'll just hire like really good actors to put in it. Like,
aye,
why not? Like, just try to look at the things that I watched that I don't really like have a lot to say about, but I also know some of the stuff we all watched. So, one of the things I watched that went up just recently on Friday was this The Little Mermaid live, which is like a melding of the actual Little Mermaid movie and then like live action musical segments.
Right.
which is like super strange. It was obviously like something they'd done, like a live event that people could go to. And I'd never seen The Little Mermaids. This was actually like my first time watching it, which maybe wasn't the
Oh, weird. Right,
best
okay.
way to go about that. But I'd like went to watch it a while ago and turned it off because I didn't really like it, and I still don't think I really like it. Like the music's good,
That's a
but
shame.
like I like the music and stuff. I just thought it was like a little boring. Like I think a lot of the older Disney movies kind of fall victim to that, where it's like the music's amazing, but like they've just had the music and like wrote a movie to get from musical number to musical number.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
This kind of certainly felt like that to me, but it was cool. You had blanking on her name, but the girl that played Moana was Ariel in like the live action segment, like on stage segments. And
Right, okay.
she's like an unreal singer, so that was cool. The boy that played Prince Eric was in Riverdale. That's how I know him, but I don't know his name. You had Queen Latifah as Ursula, which was awesome, and Shaggy as Sebastian the Crab.
It's so good.
I was like, oh no, but was like pleasantly surprised that it was good and people still know who Shaggy is in
That's
America.
perfect. Why would you be like, oh no?
I just like assumed it would be crap. Like
It wasn't him.
what?
It wasn't him.
Well, correct, it wasn't. But they caught him on camera. Yeah, it was like totally weird. They do like some weird things like post-production wise for like the recorded version, where like if like a musical sequence is about to start or like an on-stage sequence is about to start, they'll like transition it. Like if a character's looking in a window, they'll like see the live action person in the window, and it looked
Right.
really bad. It just looked really bad. But like apart from that, like if you're super into the Little Mermaid, or if you're into like stage shows and stuff, like I think it'd be cool to check out. Like the sets and stuff are pretty wild. So if you're into that, by all means, check that out. They did that, and they did a kind of similar thing with the Coco one, but it was kind of more focused on the music. That's on Disney Plus as well. I think I talked about that before. It was cool. Like more stuff like that on Disney Plus, I think would be cool to see. Like obviously you're gonna get all the Disney movies, but like stuff like behind the scenes looks like I'm going to talk about the making of Frozen series that they put out, and then the Imagineering story and stuff like that is like the kind of thing I want to see on there. It's like they're kind of famously like tight knit about all their stuff.
Yeah.
So like if like showing people how they kind of their process and that is super interesting. Yes, so I'll just jump on and talk about the making of Into the Unknown : the making of Frozen 2 was like a show that they released like on the run up to Frozen 2 going into Disney Plus last Friday.
Right, okay, yeah.
And it's just so it's like it starts like 11 months from the release of Frozen 2, and then it just kind of focuses on some of the animation aspects, and the like a lot of it's like the songs, because like basically what it seems like is so they'd been like Frozen 2 had been in production for like 3 or 4 years, and it starts at 11 months from release, and the movie is like 20% finished.
Oh, jeez. Right, okay.
And it's like the script's not locked. Like they don't have songs finished. Like they don't know like major story points for the movie and stuff. Which is like wild to me that Disney like let them put this out, because it just makes it look like they didn't know what they were doing like the full time. Like,
Aye.
I think that is like the essence of it though. Like I would bet a lot of animated movies are the same, but like because you can kind of just start making it. It's not like a movie where like you can just start filming it with no script. Like if you have like storyboards or whatever, you can just start animating it. But it's cool. Like you kind of see obviously like it's 6 episodes ranging from between like 45 minutes to like half an hour to 45 minutes, so it's like a solid like 5 hours of a behind the scenes documentary. Like
That sounds fascinating, man.
yeah, like you get to see like they show you like a lot, man. Like if you're sort of like I like animation, obviously. Like if you're nerdy about that stuff, like they really show you like a lot of stuff you would like never see probably from Disney animation. Like they kind of follow around like specific people. So like they follow like a couple of specific animators when they're animating like key scenes in the movie. It shows you like the process of like this one song that's like one of the kind of big songs in the movie that like nearly got cut because like they couldn't figure it out. It shows you like the kind of woman who wrote the script and the guy who like there's two people kind of wrote the movie. It shows you like their journey. It shows you like them like screening it in front of crowds and like them having to like change like they changed like big massive parts of the movie like 6 months from release because they like screened an early test of it to like audiences and like people didn't like it. It's wild, man. Like you would like I studied animation and I just assumed that like a movie like is like nearly finished or like basically is finished like a while before it comes out. It just seems like that's like definitely not the case.
Yeah.
Like the whole time I was just like I can't believe that like they're still working on this movie and it's like a month from release. Obviously I think it would have been a different story if it wasn't like the highest grossing animated movie of all time. But like obviously it came out and was like a huge success and all that. But like it's really interesting. Like I don't want to like give away all these like key things that happen in it. Like it's obviously quite specific things they focus on. But it's nice to see that like they like a lot of specifically animated movies studios are like criticised for like the sort of treatment of their staff and all that kind of thing. And they don't shy away from saying that like they work like long hours and that, especially near the end of the movie. But it's interesting to kind of show you what that environment's like when it's like a company as big as Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just super. Like I watched all 6 of them in a row, and then went on to watch Frozen 2, like straight after it.
Is it worth watching that before you watch the movie or after?
I think if you've not watched Frozen 2, like just watch it, and then watch the documentary, and then watch the movie again.
Right. Okay.
Because I think it will influence like because like you kind of end up sort of seeing the journey of these people. I think it would make you want to like the movie.
Right.
But,
okay.
and like,
Yeah, I get you.
If there's like a chance you didn't like it, which like fair enough if you didn't like it, like I think it would like you because you would care more about it. Like you want the movie to succeed, like watching it and that, like you want them to sort of like pull it off. Which obviously they did because I then went on to watch Frozen 2, and I'm assuming neither of you have seen it.
No, yeah, I watched the first one yesterday, the day before, for the first time and really liked it, so I certainly will watch it.
Like I think the second one is better in like every single way to the first one. Okay. And like the first one was like obviously like it was like a phenomenon, man. Like it was everywhere, you couldn't escape it for like 2 years after it came out. And this one I feel like came out and people don't talk about it as much, which is weird because it like made way more money and stuff. But like I think it's like, and they talk about it like they basically like they had to like I like it because it's like a more grown up movie, like it's darker and stuff.
Okay.
They kind of had to like dumb that down at a point because it's like they were showing it to like kids who were like 6 and they like didn't know what was going on. But yeah, like I then went on to watch Frozen 2, which I won't. If you're gonna watch it, like I won't pure like talk about it too in depth. But
yeah, I definitely will.
It's just like when I went to see it in the cinema, I remember thinking like this is one of the best looking like animated movies I've ever seen, and it's still like even on the TV, like it's unreal. Like it just looks incredible. Like it's I just can't believe how good it looks. That and Toy Story 4 are like the two.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Like, and like I love the music's like unreal. I couldn't believe when I rewatched it. Like I couldn't believe how much I was like, I love this. Like it's just.
When did it come out? Did it get out before COVID?
Yeah, it was like last year, like end of last year, I think.
Jeez, right, okay, I'm totally out of back.
I'm not 100% on that, but it was like a while before COVID ruined everything.
Right, okay, cool, that makes sense.
Yeah. On the opposite end of animation, I watched Hotel Transylvania 3 on Netflix. I like the first two movies, like I have to say. Like, I think that and in this one as well, the animation's really impressive. It's made by, the movies are like written by and sort of like directed and like headed by Genndy Tartarovsky, I think is how you pronounce it, who's the guy who created Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack.
Oh wow, okay.
And like that's kind of like you can see that all over it. Like his style, and then add that to the fact that like it's essentially an Adam Sandler movie, which like I have a soft spot for, I have to admit. It's got all the sort of usual suspects in an Adam Sandler movie in it as cast members. So like obviously the first two I kind of ate that up, but the third one is really not good. Just like boring, like dumb, like minion vibe, and like I just was bad, man. Like I don't really have much to say about it. It was just boring. Like they obviously just needed a third one. They were like, make a third one. Here's all the money, and like obviously Adam Sandler's going to do that because he doesn't even have to go on set to wear shorts. He just like gets in a booth, like and makes stupid noises. So like. It's a shame, but like it's like a third movie and a sequel, like a third movie in a series for kids. So like, what you gotta do? It's not Disney, it's not Pixar. Like,
yeah,
all integrity is gone at that point. Like,
I'm sure it serves its purpose. It's
totally.
perhaps just not for us.
No, absolutely not. And like, I totally understand that. Being like an animation geek, like, I'm just gonna watch some stuff and it's not going to be like made for people who are into that. You know what I mean? It's made to like plant kids in front of so their parents can like do the cleaning in the house.
Like the slight delay there, so I think of an adult thing to do.
Yeah, I struggled there.
So they can do their taxis.
They can fill the car with petrol. No, that's so that's all the kind of kid stuff that I watched, I guess. Like that's the kind of, it was the easy watching that I like could handle after working.
I've enjoyed a bit of easy watching myself, I have to say, but in quite a different way.
So like beyond that, like most of the stuff I watched is like stuff that either you or you and Chris have watched.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I don't know if you want to just talk about it now. Or like not Bloodshot, like I've got other stuff that we watched that.
Sure, yeah, I'll just score it off my list or whatever. That's fine.
One of the things I want to talk about, again, it's a TV show. It's not a movie, but the Netflix reboot of Unexplained Mysteries.
Oh man,
I've not watched this yet.
I've watched the first two because it's quite a lot. It's like dark, but I think it's really cool, man. Like, I really like it.
It's amazing. See, to be fair though, right, I watched the first two, I think. And then either the third or the fourth one, whatever one I got to, is like subtitled.
Alright, okay.
It was in French, I want to say. So I was like busy doing stuff, so I was like, right, I'll skip this one. And I saw there was the aliens one, and I turned it off, man. I've, like, I
might watch that one.
Like it's not for me to decide. Well, the US government has literally said aliens are real, but like it's not for me to decide whether these folk are telling the truth. But you just get that total whole like Discovery Channel vibe from it.
I think that's like the issue is like where they're going to tread. Like, so like the original series ran for a very, very long time.
Right, okay.
And when it started out, it was like true crime, I think, with like some supernatural stuff spliced in. And then when they ran out of true crime cases, like it became all supernatural stuff, I think. Like, so I get them putting it all in at the start to try and sort of spread that out. But you're going to have that thing where like the true crime cases, like they happen. Like they actually happen.
Yeah.
And then you watch this stuff that's about ghosts or aliens and it's like, well, come on,
like I've got a good 3, I think, like true crime type ones to watch. I really like it. I like how they kind of tell their stories and stuff, and it's like really informative. But like for all I know, these folk did get abducted by aliens, right? Fair enough, but I don't like stereotyping, but it is that stereotype of like country dude in his truck that saw an alien in the road and woke up in a field or whatever, and like. And then, it's just a lot. Like it's not for me. I guess like I can suspend my disbelief to a certain point without any like proper facts. But I don't know. Maybe it's such like retreaded ground at this point, isn't it? Like, trust me, I saw this, and like with like supernatural, paranormal type stuff like that. There's only a certain amount of it that can keep my interest, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some folk adore it, but I've started that episode twice and just have it. I can't.
I think that's fair, man. Like, I think the good thing about it is obviously like it's like anthology, so like you can just skip episodes.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch the other ones.
Just put on ones that like are interesting to you. Like, there's going to be ones like that because there's going to be folk who watch that stuff just for the true crime, or folk who watch it just for the aliens. I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that the kind of like I think the old show had like the recreations were like a bit more like dramatic, whereas like here it's just like little shots here and there. It's not like most of it is like real footage of like interview footage or like real footage of the area where it happened, as opposed to like a full on like recreation of the event. Which, from what I've seen, anyway.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Which is nice because that stuff totally like breaks me out of caring. I'm like, this is like they have shows like that. What's it called? There's one they do on Netflix. It's all like ghost stuff, and it's like they get the family in the room and they sit around the room and they tell the story, and it cuts to like recreations, and it's like totally like shot like a horror movie, and just you're like, this is. I'm not into this in the slightest. Like, just give me the facts, or the quote-unquote facts. Like, I just want to hear the story. I don't want to, like, see someone's interpretation of it.
Yeah.
You want a video essay, not a retelling.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. That's what I want. Like, and you could argue with me that, like, that's out there, and I could go find it. But, yeah, like, as far as, like, TV shows about that kind of thing, I think it pulls it off quite well without being like exploitative and stuff.
Yeah, it's not too like hokey.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that the case about the hole in the ceiling.
Aye.
That was fascinating.
I liked the second one. The woman with the salon.
Yeah.
I won't say anything, but if like anyone turns to me and tries to tell me that the husband didn't do it, you're all wrong. You're all wrong. You're all so wrong.
It's pretty wild.
So yeah, that's a good one to check out. Right, so this one I know we all watched. Which is on Netflix, a Netflix original movie, I think. I don't know if it was pre-COVID, but it is now.
I have no idea what you're about to say, to be honest.
Eurovision.
Oh, jeez, aye. Right, okay.
Eurovision, the story of Fire Saga. Is that the full title?
But you have to shout Fire Saga.
Oh, not. Yeah, so Will Ferrell wanted to make a movie about the Eurovision Song Contest, I guess, and then did that.
I think the fact that Will Ferrell's at such a level of like fame and notoriety and like guaranteed views / ticket purchases at this point. Like that, they just like let him make this is amazing.
It's super weird. Like we just like fair enough. Like it's his movie company. Him and Adam McKay, and like they wrote it. So like you just take it to Netflix, and Netflix are like, I'll buy anything. So
Aye. It's like as niche as niche humour gets, and
literally,
they
like on
nail
the
it.
level, not as well done as Popstar Never Stop Never Stopping, but like that level of like niche humour where it's like a comedy about a super specific like kind of thing.
Aye. Like where if you try to explain to someone why you find it so funny, you can't. But like if they watch it, they get it.
Yeah, totally.
Aye.
So it's about Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams are like this band from Finland?
Iceland.
On.
Do your research, bro.
I didn't like it, so.
Oh no.
And they kind of like fumble their way into the Eurovision Song Contest, and it's like the story of them kind of making it, I guess. Yeah, like I know you guys liked it quite a lot.
I dug it quite a lot. Yeah.
It's more a story about true love, if you really think about it.
Aye, and overcoming adversity.
I think it's a story of a movie that's good for the first half hour and then not for the rest.
The thing is, it's like, if you've seen any films like Blades of Glory or something, then you have seen this film.
Aye.
It's a Will Ferrell movie.
But it's just, I just found it really funny. Like, I enjoyed it, and I think it's because I do watch Eurovision, like, not like take it seriously, but because some of the acts are quite goofy and funny. And I think that's what I found this film so funny, is it just nailed it. It just nailed the whole sort of characteristics of the competition.
Yeah, and like, see, for me, like, it's not so much that I'm a big Eurovision fan, it's that, like, one of my favourite bands growing up are Millencolin. They're a Swedish band. So, like, all of their stuff is either, like, written in Swedish and translated, or just written in English, but by someone where English isn't their first language. So, like, that sort of, this song makes sense and I know what they mean, but it's worded super weird. It's like a really, really niche bit of, like I say, it's kind of humour to get right, and they like totally nailed it, and I really appreciated that. That opening song is fantastic.
I thought that was such a shame that like that wasn't the song they sing.
Yeah,
like,
I've been playing that in my car.
Oh no. What I did find strange about this is that I know he was meant to act grumpy, but Pierce Brosnan just acted like he did not want to be there the full time.
I would bet that he did not want to be there.
Aye.
like it was really weird.
I didn't know it was him. Like I was like, see when he came out the first time, I was like, is that Pierce Brosnan? His accent was pretty good. Like I was like, that Pierce Brosnan? And then like the more it went on, I was like, oh yeah, it is. But like at the start, I was like, I don't know that it was him. Like what I will say is like I think that the music was done really well. Like that was one part that I liked.
Aye, they nailed it so well, man.
And like I liked the performances. Like Will Ferrell just plays Will Ferrell. Like he shouts. That's Will Ferrell's thing. It's like he just shouts loud. But like I thought weirdly that like his chemistry with Rachel McAdams was quite good.
Aye, it was actually.
And I liked Dan Stevens as like the Russian guy was great.
Mm-hmm. He's a love lion tamer or whatever.
Yeah, aye.
There was also some severe, if you're Scottish, there was some severe continuity errors with the locations.
Aye, so like
the Hydro being in Edinburgh and it for taking 10 minutes to get from Edinburgh Airport to the Hydro. Like that just doesn't happen.
Also, like the whole like last like majority of the movie is set in Scotland, and there's one Scottish guy in the movie, and you don't see him because he's in a porta potty. So it was like definitely ADR'd in. Is super weird.
Aye. So
but,
you've got, see, to break it down, right? The Hydro is like Scotland's like best, like kind of biggest gig venue. like arena. It's in Glasgow. This movie takes place in Edinburgh. In the movie world, the Hydro is in Edinburgh, but the external shots of it close up are in Glasgow, and then the interior shots of it aren't either of those things.
It's not the Hydro, is it?
No,
I think so.
I thought it was the Hydro.
no, it's not. No,
I could have sworn it was when they're out in the lobby area. Like, not in the
that
venue.
the lobby is the
aye, the
kind of
lobby
foyer
is.
bit
I've
is.
seen
Yeah,
when they're in the lobby area, and I thought, no, that is the Hydro, but when they're actually in the concert, I don't think it was.
I think they got to shoot at the Hydro at the bit where he pulls up outside, and that one bit where he's in the foyer, and that is it.
That's probably all they wanted to use.
Aye, that's fair. Like,
I don't blame them. But yeah, like I remember this obviously being a huge deal when they were here filming it. There was like press everywhere.
See, I don't remember Will Ferrell being in Scotland.
I do, man. It was a lot of like, Will Ferrell was at my restaurant, and it's like a photo of like Will Ferrell at some mad fancy Glasgow restaurant.
Will Ferrell with a toasty.
Will Ferrell at the 24-hour Venday bakery in St Andrews.
Oh man, it's so good, bad.
Yeah, like there was parts of like I just thought it stopped being funny. Like I don't know, like I thought like I was like laughing out loud audibly, and then like when they get to Scotland, I was just like, this isn't funny anymore. I still watched all of it.
I didn't have that issue at all, man.
Oh, I knew that. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, like it might just like it might just be me. Like you should check it out. Like I said, like it's like well made. The music's like they obviously like cared about it. Like effort was put in. Like they shot this movie like clearly all over the world. They didn't have to do that. They could have shot it all on green screen and a soundstage.
Yeah,
but they didn't. They like bothered to like go to the locations and shoot in the locations.
They shot in that one street in Edinburgh that everyone shoots in. That's in Avengers.
Like the Royal Mile, like the
that like
top of the Royal Mile. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's last time I was in Edinburgh. Like every shop window had like something Avengers in it, even if it was unrelated.
Right. Okay.
So there was like a shop that just had like comics in the display because like it was in Avengers. So I wonder if I go back, just like Will Ferrell's massive face will be printed everywhere.
Aye, it'll be like a Will Ferrell like flesh mask, like Midsummer.
You'll like press a button and Will Ferrell will just shout, and then folk will think that's really funny.
I mean, I think it's pretty funny. So,
but aye, watch it? Question mark.
You should totally watch it.
Watch it and then comment and tell us what you thought.
Oh man,
how about that?
No one's gonna do that. Don't be ridiculous.
How about that? I'm talking to you, Margaret.
First person to comment will not get a shout out.
First person to comment will get a shout out.
No, second person to comment will get a shout out.
Aye, first person's trying too hard.
Aye, good luck.
Aye, so Eurovision. Yep. Okay. The second, this is like the last thing that I watched before, like the last. So.
Okay. I can't wait to hear you talk about something you actually like.
I'm sorry. I liked Frozen. And I liked Freaky Friday, and I liked Unsolved Mysteries. Don't paint me with that brush. I just don't like things when they're not good.
Well, shame on you.
So hotly anticipated. They released the version of Hamilton on Disney Plus last Friday, and I watched all 2 hours and 40 minutes of it, and it was amazing.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had to watch it in 3 sittings because I was night shift and my brain couldn't handle it.
I struggled at parts to kind of hear it. I thought there was some like funky audio stuff going on. At the start, particularly, it felt quite quiet. But maybe they're like mixing that stuff as it's being performed. I don't know how that works. Like recording live Broadway musicals, like you don't. That's the thing with this is like you don't see that a lot. Like when they're fully like they do it, like apparently, like looking into it, like every Broadway musical is like professionally filmed, but not necessarily released. They like use it for promotional material and that.
Oh,
Right.
But like obviously, like folk have been raving about this musical since it came out. Lin-Manuel Miranda's like a huge success. Like he's like working on anything that's got music in it. Like Lin-Manuel Miranda's helping write the music in like every movie that's a musical just
Yeah.
now. And obviously, like it's hard to sort of believe that hype when you don't we don't get to see those shows. Like
Nah, basically never.
like I would bet something like Hamilton eventually will tour and it'll come to Glasgow, but like it's just it's so rare, man. Like that's a big thing. Like the kind of big debate, especially with Broadway. West End's a little different. Like people in the UK, if they really want to, can get to London and go see a musical. Like, but in New York, it's like there's such a small percentage of folk who will get to see the musical they want to see, and once it's gone because they rarely release stuff. Like,
Aye. I
I
was talking to a friend that was in New York, and one of like the reasons was to see Hamilton, and they like it was just the thing of like, oh, we'll get tickets when we're there or whatever. And they got there, and like the cheapest tickets were $300. Like it's not like that stuff's accessible.
Like there was like GoFundMe campaigns and stuff like that when the musical was out to like pay for like school kids to go see it, because like it's historic, and it's like it sounds like, so if you're like, we're going to go see this musical about the history of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, but it's rap music, you'd be like, oh my god, kill me now. Like if you were in school,
it sounds like someone's like college improv idea.
Yeah, totally.
But it's so well done.
And do you know what's super interesting, man? Like I watched it, and with my girlfriend, and then I immediately like went onto YouTube and was like looking up covers and stuff. And I came across this thing, and it was like Lin-Manuel Miranda performing at like a White House correspondence dinner kind of thing.
Right. Yep.
And it's before Hamilton came out. And it's all like spoken word and poetry people are doing. He comes up and he's like, I'm working on this concept album. It's about Alexander Hamilton, but it's all hip hop R&B music. And like folk laugh. And then he starts singing like the song that's from the start of the movie, and like there's parts and like people are laughing and all that. And I'm like, people thought this was a joke.
Aye.
And then like it came out and it like was a huge deal. Like
over the world, basically. Everyone knew about it, even if they didn't go and see it or listen to it.
I tried to get tickets in London when it came out, man, and it was like no chance. Like no chance. But like there's not much you can say. Like it's all, be prepared. I thought it was going to be like music and dialogue, and it's all music. Like it's all music. So if that's not your thing, like I would say still give it a chance, because it's not my thing, and I watched it anyway and I loved it. But it's like a serious undertaking if you're not used to that kind of thing. But it's just, I get it now. I believe the hype. I understand.
Yeah,
like,
I'm much the same.
I was very impressed, and like, it's one of those things where like I don't think this would have been released if it wasn't for like the way the world is right now.
Well, that's I can hit you with some knowledge here.
Yeah.
So the movie rights are signed away to such and such for Hamilton. They're not even going to start making it until it's like run its course in the theatre, which it still hasn't.
Yeah.
Because they then like dilute the market or whatever, which makes sense. And using that same logic, like you said, this was recorded in 2016, I think, or 2015.
Yeah, it's not even like the current cast on Broadway just now. Like,
aye, it was meant to come out next year in cinemas, next like fall or autumn. Next autumn, it was meant to come out in cinemas.
The recorded one.
Yes, like
right,
this that we just watched, and then just because of COVID or whatever, they were like, give the people Hamilton. is the gist I get from what I've read. I know I've probably reduced that story down to a couple of sentences when there's like years worth in there, but that was the kind of general idea that I got.
That's fair enough, man. Like, it's hard. Like, I know, even like there are streaming services out there that are like it's like Broadway productions, like recorded ones and that, and like even that's like super expensive. Like when when a ticket to a Broadway musical is $300, people will pay $50 to watch the recorded one.
Yeah.
Like it sucks, but it's just the way of the world. Like,
I mean, I would, but
no, like I won't either. Hopefully, like Disney, like that's good with the Disney like putting it out. Like they obviously have the money to be like, yeah, we'll just buy it, put it out. Hopefully, like I would like to see that more. Because I do like musicals and that, but like I don't invest myself too much in it because like I know I'll never really see any of them. Like,
aye. I'm sure there's like some sort of the business term for it, but I love how they like revisit songs throughout it,
yeah, it's like
but in like different ways.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Is that what a reprise is? Is
I
that what that
have
is?
no idea.
I don't know. But
But
yeah,
it's not even like the full song. It's just like a wee like bit.
bits of it.
Aye.
It's cool. Like it's different. It's different. But did you know that before Hamilton came out, there was a musical that had the same story, but instead of rap music, it was all emo rock music.
Do you mean my musical that I wrote?
Aye, I won't just keep talking about Broadway musicals, but I got into a hole over COVID.
Aye, fair enough. Like,
and learned that and was like, wait, there's emo Hamilton. Why is that not the biggest thing on the planet? Like, but, yeah.
I've definitely had the sort of a bit of a tangent here, but tangents are invited on this show. I've definitely, like you're saying, I've had these like almost like cyclical obsessions throughout quarantine of like, this is all I'm going to watch or listen to or play for like this week because I need stuff to do.
Aye.
And then like a couple of weeks later it's something else, like now it's skateboarding, like the excitement of a new Tony Hawk and the excitement of like a new skate getting announced and some different gaming stuff. And then I went back and watched King of the Road, and I've just like went down the rabbit hole so hard, and I'm watching like skate videos on YouTube all the time. And,
yeah.
But like it's like a good thing because like we need stuff to do. Like
Totally.
you know, like spending so much time sat around, like it's good to have like almost a hobby. And it's good. It's been good with this show because it's like you do an episode or whatever, and it's like I watched every Resident Evil movie and played these 4 Resident Evil games in the last 2 weeks. And like any other time, it would probably be maybe not so good, but
yeah, I know totally. It's just obviously like you're sitting there with like nothing to do, infinite time, but there's also infinite things to like consume.
aye.
So like picking a niche or picking a genre and being like, I'm just gonna watch all these is like a good way to sort of like narrow it down. Because it can be like, even though you're not doing anything, it can be like overwhelming, and then you just end up not doing anything.
Aye,
So-
you're absolutely right. Like you could, for example, choose the John Wick series, and then they take 2 off of streaming the day you choose to watch it.
Class.
Something like that could happen to you.
You could be watching all of 30 Rock from the beginning on all 4, and then they take it off of all 4 whilst you're mid-episode. That would be class, wouldn't it? Channel 4.
That's so good.
You dicks.
What happens? Does it just put the poop emoji in the screen
Just
and
like,
your
oh.
laptop goes on fire?
It's like, kidding on, mate.
That's amazing.
No more Tina Fey for you. Oh well. Right, who wants to go next, Av? That's everything I've watched.
Don't mind, Chris. How are you feeling?
The dice bro.
I could put a darkener on all that Disney chat.
Do you want to explain what happened to your leg as well?
Well, it's not
Demons.
that dramatic. Just having a wee run, and then my foot went into some uneven ground, and I went over it, and the bone in my leg decided to snap. And going by the people around me, it was very loud and clear what had happened. So
Ugh, man.
God damn.
The first week
Snap.
I was off, I didn't really watch a lot, but I've watched a lot recently. A lot of stuff I'm not going to talk about because it's like, Star Wars and all that. Everyone's watched that. So I'll just stick to some scary films that I watched.
I've found that as well. Like, see, when we first came back to doing this, I was listing like every single movie I watched for each show, and like now we're getting to the point where like some stuff I'm just like, that's not worth talking about. Like, like that conversation has been had.
Aye.
Pretty much. Right. I'll start with a film that I finished about 45 minutes ago. Then I watched a film called Harpoon.
Right.
Which has only got 3 actors in it. It's set on a boat, and kind of put it in context, it's like a guy and his girlfriend and his best pal, and the best pal and the girlfriend have just bought him a spears gun, or as she keeps calling it, a harpoon. And
It's a harpoon gun.
Well, they keep correcting her, and she's saying harpoon, and calls it a spear gun. That's like
Harpoon's the one you throw.
Actually,
No, you never played Tomb Raider. You get the harpoon gun, you can shoot underwater.
I don't think this was Tomb Raider.
Sorry.
I think Lara Croft was in this. Might have been. So watch that, and it's about. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, I thought I was going to get interrupted there. So there's like secrets that get unveiled about the best friend and the girlfriend getting up to nonsense, and they all try and sort of kill each other, and then realise that it's best if they don't. And then they realise that the boat no longer works and they've got no way of contacting the outside world, so they're stuck on this boat, the 3 of them, for like 7 days. There's a lot of secrets that get unveiled, a lot of sort of dark twists and all that. A couple of it was actually quite funny as well, but I was pleasantly surprised. But it was very traumatic for a kind of simple film. I think you should check it out.
Was this one of these Arrow Video ones that you posted earlier, or was this?
Aye, Arrow Video released it over here. I don't know who released it in America.
Is this a recent movie?
Well, last year.
Sounds similar to that. Is it Landmine Goes Click or whatever it was?
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
It sounds like 47 metres down too, but no down on the water and good.
I would say this film is significantly better than 47 metres down.
Come watch 47 metres down to, well, no down, and there's a harpoon. Cheers.
I'd watch that.
That's the title in Spain.
There's a lot of sort of gruesome parts in this film. I won't go too much into it, but there's like a point where like a guy gets sepsis and stuff like that.
Oh,
Jesus.
Quite vile. And then there's like, they talk about maybe like they're all talking about this together, like sacrificing one of themselves to like survive and all this, and it's quite dark, but it's actually got a really good ending, and it's not particularly a nice ending, but it is a good ending.
does a harpoon get used?
Yeah, multiple times.
Cool. That's all I need to know.
Does the harpoon go inside a giant alligator's mouth and get fired?
No, this isn't Crawl. That happened to Crawl?
She's got a gun and it bites the gun.
Oh,
the hand with the gun, and then she shoots it dead, and it's like still on her. I liked that bit. I thought it was cool.
That's the best bit of that movie by a mile.
Oh no, I think it was the putting the leg back into place and then just getting up and walking about, which now I realise total nonsense.
Does that change your view on Crawl?
No.
Chris, are you telling me that when you broke your leg, you just whip about it?
No.
They do that in like every movie though. You can't just be like, oh, it's just Crawl. Like every movie has that in it.
It's the fact that
I
like
think...
other movies at least have the decency to make them limp or something. He's just like cutting about.
Guy gets like shot in the leg. He just gets a belt wrapped in it and tightens it, and then he's just like, fine.
I think that adds to my point of why I enjoyed Crawl so much though, because it was so unrealistic. But anyway,
I would never like a totally unrealistic movie. As you're going to see later.
I think my dog's singing in the shower, so you might pick that up.
It's fine. We have the joys of recording in our homes just now, and it's not ideal. So
Yeah. So I started watching this film series which I bought, didn't know anything about, and it sat in my shelf book for a year. I have my bookshelf for about a year. And it's the House franchise. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it.
I've never heard of it at all.
I have heard of it, yeah.
Well, I hadn't, so I bought them all. So I've watched the first two, and from what I'm gathering is that they're like anthology, so like none of them are tied together. So I watched the first two. The first one is about a guy who is a writer who's trying to write his next book, and he's a horror writer, but he wants to write about his experiences in Vietnam.
Alright, okay.
There's a lot of like flashbacks to Vietnam, but 20 minutes into this film, I had to look this up just to make sure that this film was trying to be funny and it wasn't just badly made. But it turns out it's a comedy, so it's all right. He goes back to his auntie's house, who has just recently committed suicide, and he's like basically what I could describe as like comedic versions of the Thing, like start like popping out his closets and whatnot.
Right.
And as we come to learn later in the film, these things also possibly took his young son, who went missing a couple of years before. So he tries to like go into these closets, which then turn out to be a sort of like Narnia type world, and then get them back. But when he goes into the closet, it goes back to Vietnam. Right? So, and then as it turns out when he goes and he finds his son, I will spoil this because it's from the 80s, so tough. It turns out that it's a zombie version of his pal who he left to die in Vietnam that's trying to hunt him down. And it's basically this guy wearing like a skeleton suit, right, with like an army uniform. And it's honest, I can't describe it. It was actually very funny. It's just him having this face off with this army skeleton man in his house for the last 20 minutes of the film. Like, it goes on forever. I quite enjoyed it. It was good. Nice wee 80s horror film. The second one, however, so I watched that and I was like, right, how are they going to follow this up? So it follows these two young guys who decide to dig up their great grandfather, who is possibly harbouring inside his coffin a crystal skull, not related to Indiana Jones.
50 Cent?
50 Cent, aye.
And this has allegedly got magical powers, but when they go to get it, his great grandfather wakes up and he's a zombie grandfather. So there's that kind of comedy thing of hide him in the basement, blah blah blah, and then they kind of forget about that story because like a plasterer comes in to fix a wall, and it turns out when he knocks the wall down, it's opens up an alternate reality. And then they go in and they rescue this woman from like an Aztec sacrifice. And then they come out of that, and this is like, there's only like 10 minutes left of the film now. And then it turns out the great grandfather's pal, who was like an evil cowboy zombie who also had dinosaurs, comes to kill him, and then they all become friends at the end. And that was that 87 horror film. Really weird. I don't know if I should watch the next two, but I'm going to need to. I've got them, I own them, so I should probably watch them.
You need to commit now, you've already watched two of them.
Aye.
It's like watching two Fast and Furious movies. And
It's not really what I was expecting though. The interesting thing is that the House 3 and 4 are not listed as comedies, just horror, so I wonder if they'll change it up a bit.
I just assumed they were, I don't know why, I just assumed they were horror movies, but like I always just assumed.
They've got a kind of like killer clowns from outer space type vibe.
Alright, okay, well that's okay.
Whereas some of it kind of looks quite frightening, but they're doing like comedic thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first one was good. The second one, it was quite funny, but a weird story with dinosaurs and cowboy zombies and stuff like that. Not a combination that I came across before.
Aye, fair enough.
This next film, I'm really excited to talk to you about because I want you to watch it, and it's a film called The Wretched.
Right.
Okay.
I'd heard of this film about last year, and then it came out on DVD over here, I think maybe just at the start of lockdown. So I kind of waited, and then it came up on sale on Amazon, so I just bought it. And it's about would you call it, a kind of young boy. I think he's meant to be 16 or 17, who goes to move with his dad, who his mum and dad have separated, for like the summer, and he's getting like a summer job at the lake and all this kind of stuff. And next door to them lives a family, and a witch kills the mother of that family and sort of wears her skin and starts like killing off lots of like children in the town. But when this witch kills them off, their memories are wiped as well, so they never remember their children. But other people do. So, for example, this boy can remember like children living next door, but the parents can't.
Right. Okay.
And then it becomes a sort of. I mean, I found it quite scary. It's quite a visually scary film.
Sounds interesting.
It was really well made. It's definitely one for checking out. But no, that was it. Really, it was a good kind of, a lot of kind of practical effects, which I liked, and the CGI was used really well in it. And it had a good ending. It's got one of the kind of nudge, wink, wink endings. One of the is she really gone?
Aye. I get you.
So that was that. I've been mainly sticking to horror films this week. I watched the director's cut of Doctor Sleep, which, Stephen, I know you've seen the original.
Yeah, I seen the cut, the theatrical cut.
This is the sequel to The Shining, and I don't know if the director's cut. I mean, it was an extra hour of content. I don't know if it really.
Hour?
What?
Hours long.
Eh?
How long was the original cut? 2 hours.
I don't know. It felt long.
An extra hour is crazy.
But I didn't really. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the original cut was 2.5 hours. Hold on, I've got it here. There is an extra 32 minutes. So
Right.
not an hour. Yeah,
It's still a lot.
Still a lot, yeah.
I don't really think the director's cut added a lot to the film. There's more flashbacks to when Danny's young, so it's like flashbacks to just after the first Shining.
Alright, okay. I'm going to watch this, so I want to stay pretty spoiler-free.
No, that's fine. I'll kind of talk about what the trailer would have shown then. Is that alright?
Aye.
So to kind of sum it up, there's basically this group of people who feed off other people that have got this shining power to sort of live longer. And we follow Danny, who was the young boy from the first Shining, now played by Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's sort of trying to get his life back together, and a young girl seeks help from him because she thinks people are coming after her. So it's, really is entirely separate from The Shining. They just kind of basically, I don't know how close this one is to the book than The Shining was, because I know The Shining was a lot different, but they kind of treat it as a sequel to the film rather than a sequel to the book, I think.
I remember listening to like a couple interviews with Mike Flanagan, and there was like it sounds like it was quite a hard thing to do because he wanted like Stephen King's blessing, but like famously Stephen King doesn't like the Shining movie. But obviously, like the way you're going to market that movie is to be like it's a sequel to The Shining, like the Stanley Kubrick Shining. Like it's the only kind of way you're going to get folk to understand what it is. But I think it's pulled off quite well. Joe, if you're going to watch it, one of the things I found quite strange, but obviously is cool as well, is that like they flash back to when Danny was a young boy, and like they don't do any like CGI face replacement or de-aging. Like they just have other people playing Jack Nicholson's character and Shelley Duvall's character.
Oh, weird.
So like when that started happening in the movie, I was like, this is like story driven. Like why do these people look different? Like I thought I thought it was going to be something to do with the story. It's not. It's just other folk are playing those characters. They look kind of like them, but like it's different folk. Just like that kind of threw me off for a little bit when I was watching the movie. Just before you go into it, like
the thing is, well, like when they're doing this as well, the actors are trying to, like for example, the actor who's playing Shelley Duvall's character is trying to act like Shelley Duvall. So it's not even like their own take on the characters. They'll just try to like impersonate them.
Yeah, aye.
Which that was a kind of that actually made me think. I wonder if this is just meant to be a sequel to the book and not the film, but they're just using, the Overlook Hotel look because it's so iconic. But this film bombed.
Did it?
I don't think it made its money. Maybe it has now, but in the cinema it didn't make its money back.
Damn, that sucks.
And, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was anything special, but I thought it was quite good, and I thought it was quite entertaining.
Like, you're never going to beat The Shining, even like book wise. It's brave to be like, I'm going to write a sequel to my most famous novel, and then also make a sequel to like one of the most famous movies of all time. Is like brave, but
and like 30 years later as well.
I know, but like I think I really like Hugh McGregor, like unapologetically. I'm like, yeah, give me some of that.
Nah, he's great.
I think I thought he was really good at it, and I kind of think that Mike Flanagan is a bit of a genius when it comes to horror. Like, I just think he knows what he's doing, man. Like,
yeah, I would like to see more. Definitely.
Yeah.
Would there have been an argument for marketing it to the greater public as The Shining 2, Doctor Sleep?
Well, all the posters were like, the tagline is basically like The Shining, the sequel to The Shining.
Right,
So
okay.
they all had like, it's like Doctor Sleep, and like it's the cover. Chris has the cover. It's like yellow, and it's like Doctor Sleep, and it's Ewan McGregor like looking through the crack in the door. That's
Right,
right,
okay.
the axe hole in the door, and it's like it was all the posters were like Doctor Sleep, and then underneath it like the sequel to The Shining, and it was like the Shining logo. So like I don't know, like there's enough where you would be like, it would have been interesting if they just put it out and not told anyone, like, and then like you start seeing like Red Rum written in the walls and all that, you'd be like, wait a minute, this is this is a sequel to The Shining.
Doctor Sleep was a book. It was a book, and
Yeah. So
I think some people would have still got it, but yeah, I definitely think they had to add in all that Shining stuff to market it.
But the book was still released like years, like 20 years after or something like that. Like it's a fairly recent book. So yeah, I don't know. It's strange that like they do the Shining recreation stuff in Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like almost like more faithful than Doctor Sleep is visuals wise, but I think it's because like a lot of it is like actually ripped from the movie, like.
Aye.
But like it's like it's more like putting people in the movie as opposed to, but like it'd be interesting to like compare those two, because like it is like they it's so weird, like they try to do their own thing but whilst also keeping it similar to the first movie. Must have been a nightmare. I would not like to take on the challenge of making a sequel to The Shining. Like,
no, I did like the Rose the Hat character, who's like the kind of leader of these people that are trying to feast on, the souls of special powers. I thought she was quite good. Now she was quite scary at times as well.
I liked because it's not necessarily like, it's not as scary as The Shining. Like it's almost like a kind of fantasy movie in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the fact that it's like, here's a story set in this world, and it's just like, let's see what this guy's up to like 30 years after this thing happened. Like I like stuff like that. If you have seen, I don't know if you have seen any of the TV show Castle Rock.
No, I've not. No.
But it's like a kind of horror drama show, like set in the Stephen King universe. So like Castle Rock is a place in Maine, and it's connected to like Derry and like all these other places, and like parts of the story take place in Shawshank prison, and like there's characters who are from Misery and characters who are from like Children of the Corn and all that like show up.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I think it's on like it's on like the Stars streaming service over here or something, which is why like people don't talk about it. But
like one of those channels on Prime or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll just mention one other film I watched, which I think I'm going to end up convincing you to check out. Hopefully, it was a film that's just went up on Netflix called Freaks.
Yeah, you mentioned this during the week.
I'll tell you a bit about it without spoiling it too much, but it's basically set in a world where it's probably heavily inspired by like X-Men. So it's like set in a world where some humans are starting to evolve to get kind of certain powers. And I won't go into too much detail, but you get hints along the film that suggest that there was some sort of disaster between humans and these sort of evolved humans. So now they're sort of banned. They're not allowed anywhere. I think they've got like their own area of America that they're allowed in. So any of the other ones that are in main America are hidden.
Right.
So the main story revolves around this kind of young girl who's never left her house and doesn't understand what's going on, and wants to leave and explore the outside world. And there's kind of connections to that her mum and dad were sort of, how would you say, like kind of large figures in this possible disaster happening if it did happen, kind of stuff like that. It was really good. It's not really a horror film. It's probably more of a sci-fi film. There is kind of a good bunch of violent scenes, but Big Edge, do you know who Bruce Dern is?
Nah, man.
He popped up in it. He was the old colonel in The Hateful Eight that sits in the chair, and he was also the blind guy in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
All right, okay, yeah.
So he kind of pops up in it as a sort of character that wants to help this little girl, kind of find her place in the world, and she's kind of meant to be this sort of super evolved type character. But no, it's honestly, I really enjoyed it. You should check it out.
Aye, man, I want to watch that. They kind of dumped a bunch of horror stuff on Netflix recently, so I've kind of been making my way through it because it's rare that it happens.
I know, well, because I've always kind of thought that Now TV had a better selection, but Netflix has had a bunch of good stuff that's went up recently.
Aye, it's unlike them.
But that's the kind of main ones I wanted to talk about, or to kind of more suggesties more than anything. Hopefully you can watch a few and we can get a good conversation about them. There was stuff I've seen up recently that I've never checked out, which is that the Wolf Creek films.
Alright, aye.
They're all up in the streaming services, so I think I'm going to get them watched soon.
Aye, cool. There's a TV show of that as well, I'm pretty sure.
Aye, it's on Shudder, so I don't know if it's connected or anything. I actually don't know anything about the Wolf Creek series, funnily enough. People kind of seem surprised when I say that to them, but no, I'll check them out actually, because I think that'd be a good one to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So anyway, that's me for this week. I'll let Joe take the reins on his shenanigans.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I've got a pretty wacky list of different stuff here. First off, I'll just cross these off because I want to talk about them all at once. I've been watching the modern Planet of the Apes movies, and I really dig them. But I might as well wait until I've watched the third one, and then I can kind of talk about them all.
Yeah.
As a series, but yeah, I'm really digging that so far. I watched Fast 8. So I've got 1 to 7, like the box set, and I didn't have 8 on Blu-ray. So I got that off Amazon for $5 and watched that. I actually liked it way better the second time round. Like I hadn't saw it since the cinema. Yeah. I remember it being fine in the cinema, but I actually had a blast watching it. It's so stupid, but it's good fun. It's what I want from that series. It's a good time. I can't wait for the new one.
You need to wait a year. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm so excited for that James Bond. It's the new Saw.
I think films that we should have seen by now, like A Quiet Place 2, James Bond.
I know.
Mulan,
Fast 9.
I saw a bus the other day that had A Quiet Place 2, billboard on the side of it that had a March release date.
Yeah.
It's wild, isn't
it? It's like all faded and stuff, and
like that probably should have been coming to Blu-ray like next month or something.
I know. Such a bummer. But I've got like four main ones here. Stephen, you didn't mention it, but we watched Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, you've not seen it, have you?
No.
You should probably watch it, mate. I can't go too in depth. I can't go too in depth without ruining it for you. But basically, it's like a satire of Nazi Germany that follows a wee boy that's in the Hitler Youth, and his imaginary friend is like a Kiwi version of Hitler that's played by Taika Waititi, that also directs it. And it's
Who's leading the next Star Wars franchise?
it's so good. Like, all the performances are just amazing. Like, a couple of the kids that are in it are amazing. Like, his wee pal, like his best pal's absolutely hilarious. It's got Rebel Wilson in it. It's got Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, he's great in it.
He's fantastic. Scarlett Johansson, she won the Oscar for it, I think.
Aye.
For supporting actress, I think. Did she not?
Did she?
I thought she did. Maybe I made that up. I know she was nominated. Maybe that's it. She was brilliant in it.
For this adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
I know
It's absolutely fantastic. You should make it an absolute priority to watch it.
Yeah, probably will. It's just
I loved
back
it.
up in the range, so.
Yeah, loved everything about it. Absolutely loved it. The look of it's got such a great look, and the music's fantastic, and for covering such morbid source material, it's got such personality and kind of like warmth in a way that I didn't expect. It's a strange movie.
I know it caused some unrest. Some people weren't super pleased about how it handles things.
Yeah, I can get that, but it's parody, isn't it? It's turning the mirror on that stuff, and the whole thing is like, all this stuff's crazy and we're laughing about it, but oh wait, it actually happened. That's crazy. Like,
it has those moments though. Like, it gets super serious at times. Like, I think,
yeah, there's a couple of specific moments that are rough.
I think I think folk have been so used to seeing, like, the movie's totally unrealistic and not, but like, folk have been used to seeing that period of time presented in a certain way.
Yeah.
Well, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, that's what, like, yeah, the only way you should see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not every movie about not every movie about a war has to be grey and like bland and like looks like it smells of dirt. Like, it's not like, not every movie about Vietnam needs to have Fleetwood Mac in it. Like, it's like, you just it's okay to like things. Just like things. Especially when they're good. Just like them. I don't know. It's hard, man. People like to get mad about movies. Like me. But I only do it for movies that suck.
Yeah, like, I think if you're offended by that movie, you're missing the point of it.
Yeah. Like, not that, like, it's not that one of those things where it's like, oh, it's meant to offend you. Blah. Like, it's not even that. Like, it's just telling a super specific story.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Like, see, to get super like in depth on the exact thing that movie's doing, it is showing you a completely mental period in time in a completely seemingly over the top way, but when you really break it down, all that stuff actually happened, so it's not so over the top, and that's what's crazy.
Yeah. Like,
it's not complicated.
Like, what must it have been like to live through that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it must have felt like wild, and like it kind of shows that in a way where, like, I think like a child would perceive it.
Aye, totally.
And like, I think that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, I thought it was extremely effective. I have one that like came out of nowhere for me, that I know, especially with horror movies, folk sort of like do that like edgy thing where it's like, oh, I loved it, it was crap, like like I watched Final Destination 5 and that movie's class.
Yeah.
Like legitimately great.
Aye, a lot of folk like my girlfriend is that's like her favourite horror movie series, and like she says that 5 is like one of, if not like the best.
Yeah, it's so dumb in the way that
definitely
those
better.
movies are. Sorry, Chris?
I was just going to say it's definitely better than the Final Destination, which was the fourth one.
Oh mate,
I really didn't rate that one, but you know what I'm like when it comes to these films. Like I enjoy them, so.
I had such a good time watching it. Like I laughed in the way that you laugh at those movies. Like it doesn't take itself seriously at all in a great way, and the twist at the end is mental. Like actually mental.
Aye, that's wild, man. I remember hearing about that and being like, how have they done that?
Have you seen it, Chris?
Yeah.
Will we just spoil it? Because at this point, this movie's been out for like so long.
Aye.
Disclaimer: if you don't want Final Destination 5 spoilers, skip forward a couple of minutes.
If you've not seen Final Destination 5, pause it and watch it now and then come back.
Yeah. So he basically
Spoil
like,
it?
it's one of them, Netflix or something, but it's like the only one that's on there, which is a bummer. But basically, the movie ends with like the guy and his girlfriend like think they've broke the cycle and they've made it away for the Grim Reaper or whatever, and they like get on a plane, I think, to go to Paris.
Yes.
And like the plane is the plane for the first one, and it's actually took place in like '99 or whatever year that one came out. And at like no point has anyone ever referenced that, and it's like so well done. I like jumped up in the air a bit, like when that like moment hit. I was like legitimately impressed by it.
It's
And how
impressive.
it like really got me.
It's impressive that they
That's a
managed to
weird
do
thing.
that full movie without having like modern cars or modern technology appear, and like people didn't notice. Like,
Yeah,
there's no,
I've not like went back and kind of inspected it, so to speak, to make like see if it's like well done or not. But like the twist got me, and like see as soon as the twist hits, so I'd like we're going like full in depth here. So see as soon as the twist hits, right, they're on the plane and like the side rips off the plane or whatever, right?
yeah,
Like one other of the group of friends has survived, and like the wheels fly off the plane, and like straight away I was like they're gonna hit him, and it's like him at a bar. And like the wheels like flying through the ceiling in total.
it's class.
Aye, it's
You've seen
really
all
really
the
well done.
Final Destination.
I've seen all of them except one. I don't think I've seen 4. I've seen the rest though.
I
Steven,
seen
have you?
4 in the cinema. It was like one of the first 3D movies that came out. When
Oh,
3D
I've seen 4 then. There's one of them I've not seen. I can't remember. I saw the roller coaster one.
That's
I think
3.
it must be 2 I've not seen.
Who's the one on the road and it's like a car crash?
Yeah, I've not seen that.
I was going to say I think that's like the best disaster in all of them. The bloody tree trunks going through cars and all that. That was great.
It's one of those ones where like folks still talk about that when they're like on a road and there's a car with a truck with like the logs on it, man.
Which then that led to me trying to like watch the rest of them, and they're not on streaming anymore.
That's a shame, man, because up until like super recently, all of them apart from 3 were on there.
It
They must have
sucks.
just put them off, like. But like, I really want to watch 3 because apparently it's like good. And that.
It's
I
the
wanna see-
roller coaster one.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Yeah.
I've not seen 2 either, but like I want to see 3.
I tried to get them on Blu-ray, and it's like shockingly expensive to get your hands on those movies. But it might just be like a COVID thing where some stuff's like super out of stock just now because of suppliers and things, and it might reappear.
It might depend on when they did the last run or whatever. Like it's.
I had the same problem trying to get the Indiana Jones trilogy in Blu-ray and like couldn't, so I got them on my PlayStation like in HD,
Aye.
and now you can like totally get it. So
So weird.
it would just be to do with like the distribution plants and like the disc printing and just different stuff like that. Probably. I've got one more before we get on to the main event. I'd set up like a sick segue and then get sidetracked earlier. So we've not seen movies like James Bond, which I'm buzzing for. And talking of James Bond, I watched Knives Out.
That James Bond movie.
Pretty good, huh?
Aye.
I loved it. Nice Out. It was great.
It's so good. We'll go full spoilers here, surely,
Aye.
if we've all seen it.
But to be fair, like, please watch Knives Out because it's.
Aye, you should totally watch it. But we're getting.
I had
feel
it
like-
spoiled for me. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think I might have told this story before, but Bloody Disgusting put out an article, and like the headline of the article was like, "Does the killer in Knives Out is their outfit a reference to Friday the 13th?" And knowing Friday the 13th, the killer is Jason's mum, who wears a white knitted sweater. I knew that the murderer wore a white knitted sweater, and there's one character who wears a white knitted sweater.
Oh, what? That
Yeah, man.
sucks.
I know, it was pretty brutal. I was quite mad about it. In the cinema.
Aye. It's so well done. It's well paced. It's like it's absolutely fantastic, and I like that. There's like the bit of you think it was an act, like you think that. Right, so you think that she is giving him. Oh jeez, I can't even talk. They basically make you think that the mystery's over about halfway through the movie, and it isn't. Is what I mean. Like, they make you think that, like, oh, she accidentally dosed him and he killed himself.
Aye,
and, like-
they bait and switch you.
Aye, and I was like, oh, I wonder what, like, the rest of this movie's going to be then if they've solved the mystery. And then there's, like, a lot of mystery left to go, and I really liked that. I thought it, like, made the pacing work super well.
Yeah, because then half the film turns out to be like, how are they going to like cover it up basically, even though they don't. Even at the time, you're kind of like, oh, but that was a mistake. Surely you can get away with it. Blah blah blah. So there's a kind of like exciting part of the film where it's like her trying to possibly cover her tracks,
Aye.
and obviously it hits you with that right at the end.
I love the tone. It's like if they told me that they had, like, Wes Anderson on as, like, a cinematic advisor. I would
Yeah.
believe you. Do you know what I mean? It's got that sort of weird, funky humour going on, and like you're watching something that is very, very obviously acted, but in a good way.
But big Ryan Johnson had it covered.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Weird that like he knows how to make a movie when folk were like saying that he didn't.
The Last Jedi's good.
Yeah, it is.
Ali. But folk all of a sudden, as soon as that came out, they forgot about Looper and like how amazing that was.
Aye. I just felt like The Last Jedi was a bit stretched out, and that's probably nothing to do with him.
Aye, like. Aye.
It's definitely like the best made Star Wars film out of the three. Like in terms of the way it was shot, you know, the kind of visual effects and all that. The cinematography, I just think it's like bang on. And it's different, but you know, Star Wars give you the same thing and then folk complain, and then they give you something different and then folk complain, so
But aye, you just can't win.
Aye, like fair
what-
play to him for trying something different. Like,
I mean, I'm bad for this as well, but like everyone's got in their own head what Star Wars is meant to be, and it's never what comes on screen. So
Aye.
everyone's got their own idea of what happened, and now that they're showing you what happened after the last Star Wars, nobody agrees with it. So
Like all I ever wanted from it was just like a cool adventure that looks good and sounds good and stuff, and like that. I think that's why I really like the last one. It's that that's what it is. You know.
that's why I don't really like it.
But... so
Knives
Knives
Out.
Out.
Aye.
I was skeptical of like Daniel Craig, just given he was playing a southern detective or whatever. And I'd heard good things, obviously, but like I just couldn't picture it at all. But he like owns it, man. He's so good.
it's class. He like totally hams it up, but like
Aye.
it's like unreal, man. Like
When he goes on the mad like monologue about how this case is a donut with a donut inside it, but there's a hole in that donut.
Aye, man.
So good.
I like the he just obviously says on the pure like cliche stuff, but I was like, please, like, because he plays like a Cajun, like detective, and it's that sort of, like they have all those like kind of cliche sayings that they say in like TV shows and that when they're like from like the southern kind of Cajun or whatever it is, and one of them's like, "I do declare," and I was like, "Please say I do declare, please say it." And then he says it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best film that's ever been made, man!"
Aye.
So good.
Yeah, like they put like a modern twist on it as well, and that like it's not normal for a private detective to take over your house, and it's like the police are in like interviewing everyone, and like every single person in the interview is like, "Who's that? What is he doing?"
Just sitting there tapping a piano key.
Aye.
I'm so happy they announced this, like they're doing a sequel, but obviously like it's just him.
Yeah.
A different case, but like him, which is honestly it's what I want.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I'll absolutely watch that.
Well, if they end up doing like a Columbo style and there's like 50 of them, they just keep showing them and repeat every Saturday morning.
Just do a TV show. Just do it every like popular movie does now, and like do a TV show. Put it on Disney Plus.
I've not watched it all yet, but the making of and the Blu-ray for that is nearly 2 hours.
Oof, that sounds
So,
class.
Aye. Right, that takes me on to the main event. If you guys are ready to deep dive on this cinematic masterpiece.
No, turn that off.
Stephen needs another week to process it.
Stephen, you're the host, so you can do the transition here if you want.
Right. Chris, for some reason, bought Bloodshot on Blu-ray.
Was it full price?
I can't remember.
How much was it?
That means yes.
How much was it? About 15 quid?
It probably was, but honestly...
Yeah, I grip.
Could have been like 10 or something, I don't know.
Right. Vin Diesel's Bloodshot TM is a movie, I guess, about Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel and wearing white, flowery, floaty shirts and vests.
There's so many vests. Constant vests.
I guess this is based off a comic book that I've never heard of and never want to read.
Have you not heard of it?
No.
I did not to be like cool guy, geeky, hipster man
It's
guy,
like-
but I'd totally heard of it.
It's like the same folk that make like Invincible and that. Is that right?
Yeah, like the extent of my knowledge about the folk that make Bloodshot is that they make Bloodshot, but for whatever reason that I'd heard of it, I don't know if I've.
Does this set up a universe? Is there a mid-credit sequence? I turned it off immediately.
There's not a mid-credit sequence, but they said basically, right. So do you want me to explain this because I do actually know the answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a bit convoluted, right? So I don't know who made all these movies, but Company A made Bloodshot.
I'm on a...
Company B is making a movie called Harbingers that is a comic property made by Valiant Comics, I think.
Yeah. Aye.
Right? They're not made by the same people, but apparently they're going to cross over, and I don't know how that works.
That's wild.
So it creates a quote-unquote cinematic universe, because everything's a bloody cinematic universe now. But they're making another movie that's different folk in the same universe, and there will be references or some sort of crossover. But it's not like we're making Bloodshot 1 to 7 and then like Lady Bloodshot's going to come out, and do you know what I mean? It's not that they're doing that crazy thing, but like there's a couple of movies coming.
Right. I want to see the 6-part making of documentary series for this movie where
Aye.
they digitally recreate Vin Diesel's face for that one scene and then like render it but make it look terrible. That's what I like to see.
They use it in every promo.
Right, so what's the plot of this movie?
I can tell you the whole plot right now.
Right, go.
See the thing that I like genuinely love about this show is that to other folk it probably seems like we planned this beforehand, so we disagree with each other, and we literally haven't spoke about this movie until now.
Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen RoboCop?
Yeah, I watched it in the other day, and Vin Diesel was in it.
Do you want to see RoboCop but worse? You should watch Bloodshot.
Nothing has made me laugh more recently than reading your reactions to watching this film. So,
Right, Joe, you tell them the plot.
the gist of it, spoilers. I don't want you to miss the I don't want you to miss the lore of Bloodshot on your own. So, Vin Diesel is a soldier, right? And at the start of the movie, you see him in a mission and he saves some hostages in Africa, right?
Yeah.
When he gets home, because he always comes home, that's his tagline. Always come home.
I'm always dumping.
He always comes home and always like there's a bit where he has his like military uniform on and tears it off, and there's a white vest under it. Like they're in on the joke at this point.
Do you remember when I watched it, right? And I messaged you, "Fuck this movie."
Yeah.
It was that bit. It was when he gets off the plane and he does the hoorah chant with his mates, and then it pans in, there's like a beautiful blonde woman leaning against a convertible, and he rips off his army uniform. And there's a vest underneath it. I nearly turned it off.
I loved it so much. Like you're explaining things I thought were amazing about it. Like it's colossally stupid, but I had such good fun watching it. So he gets home because he always comes home, and then him and his wife get kidnapped by Martin Axe, who's a bad guy, right? And they ask Vin Diesel, "How did you know about the hostages on your last mission?" He's like, "Oh, I don't do that. Like, how would I know that?" And they're like, "Not good enough," and kill his wife in front of him. And then he's like, "Oh, you're going to pay for that or whatever." And then they shoot him and kill him, right? And then he wakes up in this like laboratory, and they've made him into Bloodshot, so they've put robots inside him, like Metal Gear Solid style.
Do you remember the fantastic early 2000s movie Agent Cody Banks?
This is like Agent Cody Banks 3, basically, yeah.
Aye. Like the nanites that they got in Agent Cody Banks are now inside Vin Diesel's Bloodshot TM and his blood.
Yep. So basically these folk are like, we take the bodies of unclaimed soldiers because there was nobody to claim you because your wife's dead, and we like make you better and make you into like the soldier we know you want to be and all this. So there's like some other folks who are in the same boat. There's the swimmer lady and the guy with the like arms, back arms.
Legs. He's got fake legs.
There's a guy with arms like arms that come out his back
Aye,
as
it's
well.
the same guy.
Oh, right, okay, cool. I love this movie.
The blind guy.
Right, yeah, okay.
Eyes, robot
So
eyes.
there's this like team, and they're like, right, we like you're going to work for us or whatever. I forget what they say. And Vin Diesel on his own, quotations, hint, hint, wink, wink, figures out where the guy that killed his wife is, and goes and kills him, right? And then see, once that happens, he gets turned off. So the company that have brought him back to life are actually manipulating him, and then they download the next guy that apparently killed his wife into his brain, and then he wakes up and relives it and goes and tries to kill this guy, basically. And then he figures that out and goes rogue, and then Winston from New Girl's there, but he's from London, and he helps him. And they basically.
See, I didn't think this film was that bad, and then it got to this point, and I was like, right.
And then they basically rise up against thingy, what's his face, Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce.
And like kill him or whatever, and like Vin Diesel dies, but then he gets rebuilt, and then him and his new wife, and Winston from New Girl ride off into the sunset.
and they're like, "Oh, is this a simulation?" And then it cuts it.
Yeah. It's not. It's just banter.
Then I watched the alternate ending, and it wasn't even the ending.
What was that?
It was the end of the. It was just like a different way that the fight ends between him and the robot legs arm man.
Does it get better CGI?
No, because the CGI isn't finished in the alternate ending. So.
My God, man.
I don't know how I watched this with my glasses off, but I thought it largely looked pretty good.
Right, so here's like, here,
I didn't think it looked
here's
that
the two
bad.
things. Here's the two things that I liked about the film. Right, it looked nice. It was like well shot,
Mhm.
and it had clearly had a visual style, and most of the CG looked nice. Like the tech looked all right. It had that kind of Neil Blomkamp look, and I liked that. But that fight scene, the one that's in the trailer,
They're falling down.
when they're falling down the elevator shaft, is one of the worst things I've ever seen. It looks so bad.
Like, they
Like,
ran out of money at that point.
it's also like full of because obviously it was all that part was clearly fully CGI, but they clearly didn't. It wasn't good enough for them to be like, oh, we can animate their mouths moving, so anytime they talk, none of their faces are facing the camera, and it's all ADR'd in, and it's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's brutal. I don't know. I could talk about this movie endlessly.
Same. I liked it a lot. I thought it was like just the length it needed to be. I thought the action was fun. Like, I liked, as much as it's like gimmicky, I liked the whole like, oh, he gets shot in the face and his face comes off, but now it's back. Like, it looked cool and that was fun. I liked that Vin Diesel wears loads of vests in it because they are very clearly in on this weird Fast and Furious joke that has now been going on for years, and I refuse to believe in any sense that is a coincidence.
I think just Vin Diesel. It's probably just in his contract that he has to wear a vest so that he
And
looks
I
jacked.
love it.
It's maybe the only way they can get him to work out. But if you don't work out, we're going to stick you in a vest. It's like that.
Mm-hmm. And then there's just a scene where he like lifts weights in his vest.
I think so. I think this is like a movie Vin Diesel wanted to make. I think I remember hearing that somewhere.
He's like a big like comics guy and
yeah,
like Dungeons and Dragons and all sorts of stuff.
like I think he really pushed for it. Like he wanted to be Bloodshot, right? Which is cool. You can tell this movie's made with like a lot of sincerity. I just thought it was bad. Like they tried something and I just don't think it worked. I don't like fair play to Vin Diesel. I don't think he should be the leading man in anything. Like I just don't think he can hold a movie. Like I just don't.
I like, and it had that like Venom appeal to me of seeing the world of like super like in-depth continuities where there's like 600 characters in like the Marvel universe and you're keeping track of where they all are, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. See a movie that's just like, this dude has superpowers and he's having an adventure, like, is something that I do like I do enjoy it, and it's like unique at this point because was so ununique for so long that they stopped doing it. So now it's like went full circle, and it's like actually interesting to just get a story about one guy. Does that make sense?
I understand, but also Upgrade is a movie that exists.
Upgrade's definitely better than this. Like,
It's so good.
Like fair enough you liked it. Like there's absolutely reasons to like this movie. Like there absolutely is. Just the bits that like stood out to me stood out so hard that I was like, oh my god, man, they made this and they put it out.
like I'm not saying that it's like a 10. I'm saying I'd give it like a 6, but I had a great time. Like, I'm not like,
I loved the part where when I say loved, like it was funny to me that the bit where like they're rebuilding the simulation, right? and the guy comes up and he's like, I've got some ideas, and Guy Pearce is basically like critiquing his script.
Aye.
And he's like, oh, you've copied every movie cliche already, like the killer who dances to the song, like how many times has that been done? And I'm like, putting that in your movie and then later pointing it out isn't like, that doesn't make it not doesn't make it not cliche. You still put that in your movie, like that's still like
that
like,
scene was a bit
like it's like you've just pointed out what I don't like about your movie in your movie. Like I just was like, oh man, like I think what annoyed me is like it had the potential to be like pure banging and it just wasn't. To me, like I was like, this could have been upgraded. And it was very close. Parts of it.
I feel like if they did a sequel and like learnt from this movie, it could be amazing.
I think you're probably right. I think if they did, obviously, like what was it, like 49 million, which is pretty modest for what they were trying to do.
Aye.
Like if they could have got a bigger budget.
Like
I think a lot of if they could have got a bigger budget, a lot of the parts that would have bothered me probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it was just like bad CGI. There was some bad ADR with Lamont Morris's lines. Obviously, he was doing an English accent, so they probably just couldn't get it right on set or whatever. But like, there's a couple lines where you can tell it's like not him talking; it's like dubbed over.
Aye, I'm guessing like the only reason that character's English is because that's a comic character.
Aye, he must be English in the book. I'm assuming he's English in the book because he sounds like a Noel Fielding character.
Because like I totally get why they got him to play him, because like that's his character in New Girl, and clearly it is like a very specific thing they wanted from him that he does and he's good at. But like the accent just seemed unnecessary.
It's a strange one, man. Like if this had came out in like the early 2000s and it was like an indie movie, like if this was like Spawn, like when Spawn came out,
yeah,
like if this was like that equivalent, I think it would have done like tremendously well. Just like in a world where like Marvel exists, it's like hard.
I mean, it was on its way to doing well when COVID hit, so like it nearly made its money back within like a week.
Yeah.
So fair play. Like,
it'll be interesting to see if that affects its like sequel prospects. Like, you would need to assume that it would just be based on how it sells on home video and stuff.
Yeah.
But like it is that like I really didn't like this movie, but I would watch a sequel to see if they managed to like pull it off better. Do you know what I mean? Like,
aye.
Because the potential's there. Like it totally is. Like.
It reminded me of Venom in a lot of ways. Of like Venom is a flawed movie that I loved.
Yeah, like Venom's totally like a bit of a hot mess, but like I think the general consensus on it is like it's a mess that's fun to watch.
Yep, that's like exactly how I would describe Bloodshot.
If this movie had like more action and less Vin Diesel talking, I would agree with you. Like 100%.
Yeah.
Like if there was just more like, if there was just like less Vin Diesel in this Vin Diesel movie. I would have had a better time with it. That is genuinely like I love the Fast and Furious movies, but like he needs other people who are like that movie needed more of Lamont Morris. Everyone else was like kind of not really that important or not really that interesting. I thought.
Aye. Well, it sounds like if they do a sequel, it would be exactly that. With like him as the man in the chair.
Like they needed someone like that all the way through it. Do you know what I mean? Like someone to be, because like Vin Diesel only really plays like super serious characters.
Aye.
They need someone to sort of counteract that. Like
I like the kind of
someone kind of more like more sort of like more like I don't know. Like you need the Paul Walker to the Vin Diesel ratio. You need someone who's like hitting out with the quips, the snide remarks and all that. Like you need the kind of buddy. I feel like.
And like that is exactly what a sequel will be.
Aye.
I like the kind of understated, or to be fair, lack of costume, and that like it's just him in like military boots and an Under Armour top, like just battering folk that
Aye.
like I liked.
It was cool that they like bothered to do, like I looked up like what the character looked like, and he's like got like the grey skin with the red eyes, and like they do
Yeah.
that at one point, like, and like there were parts like all that scene where like all the nanites are coming off his body, and he pulls apart the like grenade launcher. Like that's clearly where all the CG budget went.
Aye.
Like that's why that other bit looks so bad. Like it's like you can see why, and it's understandable and stuff. Like it's a shame I didn't like it more. Like I would have liked to have liked it more.
Yeah,
But,
that's fair.
I like there was just it didn't really. The action like kind of set pieces were the parts that held my attention, and then the rest I was just kind of like, nah, like. But
Fair enough.
Chris,
Work
you've
up.
said much, Chris.
I'm kind of, I would say in the middle, but I wouldn't say I did not like this film. Like this film wasn't for me. But you know, if I was sitting in a bag of sweeties one night and stuck it on, I wouldn't necessarily say I regretted it, but I wouldn't go about and watch it again. I certainly would not buy it in Blu-ray. I already did, so
At full price.
at full price. I don't see when I seen it, I kind of thought, you know what, this might actually be quite good, and I really liked the style. It was just when that kind of twist thing came about, and then just kind of stopped enjoying it, apart from the fight scenes, which were quite entertaining. So I definitely didn't hate it as much as Stephen hates it, but I wouldn't necessarily say I loved it. I kind of enjoyed it. Is where I would put myself.
I'm sympathetic to the cause, but that doesn't mean that you get to make a bad movie. Like it doesn't get a pass in my book. Like that's like it's just how I feel. Like you have $49 million to make a movie. Don't try and make a big budget superhero movie. Like do something. Be creative. Like figure it out, bro. Do the Invisible Man. The guy wasn't on screen. That's how you get around it. You literally
Aye.
can't see him.
Maybe this is part of the Dark Universe project. You never know.
If only.
He's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster, mate. Come on.
We're going to release the second one, but with none of the Foley effects, so it's just Tom Cruise still screaming in that plane. Have you seen that trailer they released?
Aye.
Oh my god, man, it's hilarious.
They like accidentally released a trailer without like all the effects and stuff.
Aye, so it's just Tom Cruise like screaming.
That's still up and about.
Aye, it was somewhere.
I'll need to find that.
Oh, it's funny, man.
We about done.
Yeah, I feel
About
like
2 hours, eh?
I feel like I've dunked on Vin Diesel enough.
Aye. And this chair that I record on sucks.
Yeah, mine's too. And I'm like going to go a run, so like I'm gonna like
Yes.
lose feeling in my butt cheeks like halfway through it.
I'm gonna take some Cocodamol.
Fall asleep watching House 3.
No, I don't know what I'll put on next.
Fair play, mate. Well done. Aye, that's us then, I guess. We're done.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, Vin Diesel, if you're listening. I still like you in most things.
Still like the pacifier, sorry.
The pacifier.
That still could have been a sequel to the pacifier.
He always comes home.
He does, he always comes home.
They really lean on that.
For family.
He comes home for La Familia.
Since you're the first person to come home, you need to say grace.
we need to tie this thing up, come on.
Class.
You can have any beer you want as long as you come home and as long as it's Corona.
I come home a quarter mile at a time.
This show's over.
Right. Catch you later.
He never came home in Saving Private Ryan, I'll tell you that.
Oh my god.
Do you know that
Aye.
Do you know that I am Groot translates to I always come home in Groot language?
Right, Stephen, that's enough.
Shut up.
See you next time.
Aye.
Catchy.